YouTube, salute. Here with my open discussion debate between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard. Which fighter fought the better opposition? Alright, so if you're new to my channel, please thumbs up the video, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Also, cast your vote for Kofi's Hip Hop Hall of Fame. That link is in the description. And check out interviews with Kambada, Ilmac, and Self-Titled. You can find those interviews in the interview playlist. Alright, so let's start with Floyd Mayweather Jr., y'all. AKA Money Mayweather, AKA Pretty Boy Floyd. He debuted October 11, 1996, and that was at 130 pounds. His first opponent he fought was Roberto Apodaca, and he won by TKO. A lot of people don't realize that was in a Texas Station Casino in Las Vegas. Mayweather has won titles at 130, 135, 140, 147, and 154. He's 50-0 with 27 KOs. He has an unblemished record. I don't like the win he had against McGregor that actually came on August 26, 2017. Nah, that shit was bullshit right there. I mean, don't get me wrong, because McGregor was a, MMA fighter, so it's like, yo, what the fuck? So, nah. Let's start with Sugar Ray Leonard. All right, so let's go break him down. Ray Charles Leonard. He debuted February 5th, 1977. He won a gold medal in the Olympics, 1976 Olympics. He won titles at 147, 154, 160, 168, and 175. Mayweather, he also won a silver medal in the 96 Olympics. It was the 1996 Olympics. So, so Sugar Ray Leonard, 5'10", 74-inch reach, orthodox stance. Mayweather's orthodox stance. He was born in Wilmington, North Carolina. Mayweather was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So, Sugar Ray Leonard, his first fight was against Luis Vega, and that was at the Civic Center in Baltimore. All right, so let's go through these fights. So let's start with Leonard right now. Since we already on Leonard, we're going to start with him. So, Leonard was fighting good opposition. He moved up, and so the people he was starting to fight when he won his first title was against Wilfred Benitez. And that was November 30th, 1979. And that was a WBC welterweight title. Then he defended that title against Dave Green. He lost against Roberto Duran in June 20 of 1980. But he avenged his loss the next year. And that was actually November 25th, that was the same year, November 25th, 1980. And that's when he had the no mas. Then he went on to fight Larry Bonds, some other people. But some of the best fights he had, like I said, was Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns pushed him. And that was actually a unification bout for the WBC and WBA welterweight titles. Then he fought Bruce Finch. He ended up fighting, like I said, Marvin Hagler in 1987. And that was for the WBC middleweight title. And at that time, Marvin Hagler was like the boogeyman, the monster. Nobody didn't want to fight him. He won titles at middleweight, Donnie Lalonde. And that was in 1988. Then he went on to fight Terry Norris. He fought Roberto Duran again. And when he fought Duran, that ended in a unanimous decision for Leonard. He fought Tommy Hearns a third time. That ended in a draw, split decision. And that was for the middleweight titles for WBC and WBO. He ended up winning titles at, also another title at, at super welterweight when he fought Terry Norris and Hector Camacho. He lost to Terry Norris and lost to Hector Camacho. So like I said, sometimes you got to win, sometimes you got to lose. Now Mayweather, he won his first title, and that was in, what year was that? 1988, October 3rd, 1988, and that was against Gennaro Hernandez, and he won the WBC super featherweight title. So he had some good, fights. He was actually going against Emmanuel Augusta, Carlos Granada. But when he fought Diego Corrales, who was 33-0 at that time, and that was in 2001, I remember that fight because I was in the Navy. I was like, damn. And Mayweather, he put on a clinic. He ended up fighting Carlos Hernandez, but he ended up moving up to lightweight, and he fought Jose Luis Castillo, and that was in 2002. And a lot of people thought Mayweather lost that fight because it was a unanimous decision. And Mayweather said he hurt his arm, like his shoulder, and he had to get minor surgery or something. He had to heal, but he ended up fighting Castillo again. And when he fought Castillo again, it was like clear as day that he won. And when Mayweather moved up to 140 and he started to fight, better opposition, you saw him fighting DeMarcus Chop Corley. Corley pushed him in the first couple of rounds. He ended up fighting Gotti. Gotti was already old, and he won the WBC title at 140. He fought Shamba Mitchell. That was his welterweight debut. He ended up fighting Zab Judah. And at that time, Zab Judah just lost to Carlos Baldomir, and Zab Judah still had the IBF title. He beat Zab Judah, but Zab Judah gave him problems, at the beginning of the first 4 to 5 rounds. But I feel that Zab Judah never had a great coach, and his conditioning wasn't up to par. Mayweather at this time, like I said, he's pretty boy, so he's moving up. He ended up going up to 154 and fighting De La Hoya on Cinco de Mayo in 2007 and won the WBC title at 154. That was a close fight, but it still was a good fight. He came back down, fought Ricky Hatton in December 2007, and he actually, defended his WBC title at 147. He retired for the first time, came back, fought Juan Manuel Marquez, and that was at a catchweight. That was supposed to be at 144, but Mayweather ended up weighing in at 146, so he had to pay some money. He dominated that fight. He fought Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley had him hurt. Mayweather, did what he did. Now this is when we have the problems with Mayweather. Mayweather, yes, he fought Cotto at 154 for the WBA 154 title in a diamond belt. Even though Cotto had showed signs of putting Mayweather, he was like, damn, look what he's doing to Mayweather. He had his mouth bleeding, but it still wasn't enough. Mayweather fought Canelo. At that time when he fought Canelo, Canelo was still green. But Mayweather did what he did. So I'm not mad at Mayweather for that. But he still wasn't fighting the best opposition. He fought Pacquiao in 2015. He was supposed to fight Pacquiao in 2010. So that's what I have my problem with Mayweather with that. Then he fought a Andre Berto. You could have fought a Keith Thurman. You could have fought a Terrence Crawford. You could have fought a Danny Garcia that was willing to move up from 140 to 147. You could have fought a Sean Porter. But he didn't fight those opponents. So with this in mind, I give the edge to Sugar Ray Leonard. Because Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hall of Famers. He fought the Tommy Hearns. He fought the Marvin Hagler. He fought the Roberto Durans. He fought the Terry Norris. He fought the people that are in the Hall of Fame right now. Mayweather, yes, you fought a Shane Mosley, but he was already on the downside of his career. You fought a Miguel Cotto, but even though after he lost against Pacquiao and he lost against Margarito, when he lost against those fighters, he still was trying to find himself. Yes, he was still doing, somewhat good, but you didn't fight him when he was at 140 in his prime. You didn't, Pretty Boy Floyd, all the way up till he fought De La Hoya, he wasn't ducking nobody. When he became Money Mayweather, when he came back after retirement in 2009, that's when it was all about the money. So I feel like the first half of Mayweather's career can somewhat compete with Sugar Ray Leonard. But I feel that the second half of his career was more of a, just all about the money. So I give the edge to Sugar Ray Leonard. Let me know what you think. Who you think fought better opposition in their career? Do you think it was Floyd Mayweather or do you think it was Sugar Ray Leonard? All right, post your comments below. Hulk smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, I have Patreon, patreon.com/KofiUniverse. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.